So we're on turn 3. Thank you. All right, we're on turn 3. So we do the reinforcements. And I guess actually first, displaced generals come out. Hannibal is displaced. 1 second. I'm going to put Hannibal in Gades. And then I'm going to 1 troop in Africa, so I'm going to put that with Hanno. 1 troop in Carthanova, if it's under my control, with a general in Iberia, which Hasdrubal is. And then he's going to get another one. And then 1 troop with any general. I'm going to put it with Hannibal. Done.
Interesting. So
you got 5, 3 of which must be in Italy, with either a general or Rome, which pretty much has to be because they're.
So
the only general in Italy is in Rome.
So that goes up to 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I will put the remaining 2 on this army.
All right.
So
now you do have the option to change your proconsul if you want. Which you would do that now.
Where would I put these? Should I put these on Rome?
Yeah, let's put those on Rome. That's a good point. Let's put these over here in Carthanova.
Jaro goes there. Scipio, just put there.
So who's going to be your proconsul?
Proconsul will be... A good question. I think... So if besieging with a campaign card and white siege die, use red siege die instead. If besieging with campaign, may use that. Okay, so the red die is better than the white die.
Correct.
Yeah, that's true.
So Rome just has an advantage in sieging.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, can I ask a question here about what you're doing now?
He's deciding who his proconsul is going to be.
Yes, but Marcellus, right? If he Scipio was with Marcellus in Spain, right?
Correct.
So the next proconsul, if Scipio goes, could they elect Varro to then jump to the position of Marcellus?
No, he would be. What would happen is, if he chose Varro as his proconsul, then he'd move the flag over there, or the card to there, and discard Scipio and discard Marcellus.
Yep.
And then the proconsul would be in Rome because that's where Varro is right now. So that army that's out in Nova Carthage, presumably he'd put one of the consuls there.
Yeah. So if
one of the new consuls.
If you move a consular to proconsular, he doesn't move into another army where the
Correct. He does not.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, Scipio was with Marcellus.
Right. He's with Marcellus.
Navarro. So, okay. I will... This is hard. I think, I'll keep Marcellus. So...
All right, so then
Scipio, does he go back into here?
Yes.
Yes, he goes back.
And same for Varro. He goes back in that deck. And shuffle that deck up. And then now, see what generals you have. See what consuls you have. Varro again.
Varro and Nero.
Nero.
6 spaces, okay. I'll just put it in the same order, so he will be there again. So tradition has already eroded. in the
All right. So then you got the Varro piece and the Nero piece.
You are now at 10
Nero.
influence, by the way.
Yeah.
The consoles have to be placed in a spot that has 5 or more combat units.
So I'll put back. Varro regains his legions.
Mm-hmm.
And Nero, presumably. Marcellus.
Put him with Nero.
Yeah.
There you go.
And that's that.
That's reinforcements. All right, we each get 7 cards. I'll draw first. 7. Do we want to have our little conversations?
Okay, maybe Scott, you again.
Yeah, I'll
start
drop.
up.
I'll drop from the general. Hello.
Hello, Scott.
All right, my cards. I have a minor campaign.
Interesting.
Syracuse allies with Carthage.
Wow. Okay, that's great.
Big.
Big card. Yeah.
Harbal's cavalry, which is like a double envelopment during a war that you don't lose the initiative. I got a diplomacy.
Oh, also a good card.
And then a bunch of 1s.
Yeah, but you have Hannibal. It's not bad, I guess. Or
Yeah, exactly. I am. What's Mago's? Mago activates on a 2.
Mago, what?
I'm probably going to reinforce Iberia with Mago.
Okay.
Not sure exactly when I'll do it though. I'll try to time. I'm probably going to have. I'll need to play the Syracuse allies with Carthage first to give me a better chance with naval movement. So that way, if I want to, I can actually do a naval movement into Italy, because I might do that with Mago.
Okay.
Not sure about that. I could really. Do I want to? No, I do that. No, so yeah, I'm definitely going to be using Mago in the campaign to get that Carthage, that the army in Carthage into play, and then I'll be trying to flip to Syracuse. The card that steals a card has already been played, so I don't need to worry about that. There's only one of those. The question is, am I going to let him go first?
Okay. You're considering
going first. I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
But we'll see. Any questions?
Not currently, no. We will see in the review later on how it works out.
All right. Right. We'll see.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello, Brent.
So,
Yes.
this turn, I've got a minor campaign. I think I'm going to kick it off by immediately doing that.
Yeah,
And what I'll try and do...
preempting his... because when you play, you can always preempt the Carthaginian going first with the play of a campaign card. And
Yes, yeah. So I'll be sieging down Nova Carthage twice. Once with Nero, once with Marcellus.
Okay.
And
okay, I see what you.
And that gets me the benefit of using that gets me the chance that I could fully siege it down in one move. Unlikely.
Scott told you that, right? That you could do this, right?
He told me that, yeah, because it's 2 different generals.
Yeah.
So I could say with 4 units, Nero with 4 units Marcellus. So that'll be the first thing I do, and I think that'll be the first action of the round.
Okay. Interesting.
The other cards I've got are a bit strange. I've got Traitor in Terentium, which is currently, I think, useless for its event, because Terentium is under no siege or anything. It's under no threat, I think.
It's more in favor. Yeah, it's more in favor for the Carthaginian player. This kind of card. That's true.
Yeah, it's beneficial. It's a card it's split down the middle. It's Romance Carthage, but it doesn't seem like a card I want to really play for the event.
Yeah.
But there's no chance I could play it. I've also got Surprise Sortie to remove 1 siege point from a walled city. I could always do that if he tries to take a city in Italy. It's a backup card, I think. So I probably won't play that for a long time.
Yeah.
I might not play it this turn at all if he doesn't siege down a city.
Yeah.
I've also got Opposing Fleet breaks siege. So again, that's basically the same as Surprise Sortie, but it has to be on a port, I think.
Okay.
But it's every siege point, so I can do that. Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 cards which possibly prevent him from taking a city this turn, as long as it's a port. So that's pretty good. I've got Allied Auxiliaries, and that relies on Campania. So the chances of me being able to play that is pretty high, because he has to take a city for that. And I've got those 2 cards which prevent him from taking a city, maybe.
Yeah.
I've got Forced March. That's 6 spaces for a general whose rating is 1. I've currently got 2 generals with that rating, but I don't know if I'll play that.
Okay.
It depends on if that siege in Carpathia Nova.
Can you
is
remind me how many operation points does the Forced March card have? How many operation points?
Just 1.
Okay, just 1. Okay.
It's not great.
Yeah.
I think it's more a card that Carthage would want, maybe.
Yeah.
At this point in the game, I think. I've also got Macedonian Reinforcements, which is his card.
Yeah.
Which is Carthage's card. So I'm obviously going to play that for the ops.
I see.
Or to move a general. I could always move Marcellus on his own.
Okay.
If I am successful in that siege. So this turn kind of relies...
But only with... only to remind you, you have currently 8, right? In Iberia.
I've got 8, yeah.
Yeah, you would have... So a consul would always need 5 units left. He has to be on... If you would like to walk Marcellus to another place without the consul, but the consul would have to have at least 5 units which stay with him. Okay.
Okay. Right. Thank you for telling me that. I didn't know that.
That's a rule issue. Yeah.
Okay. So that's. Yeah. So this siege is kind of what my turn is focused on. I think everything else. With those 2 cards that break his sieges, I think I'm pretty safe from. If he ever does try to siege down any city, I think I'm safe.
Okay.
So this turn just relies on me sieging down him and him not sieging down me. Everything else can go fine, I think. Okay. I'm probably with Varro.
Yeah.
Varro, I'm not sure what to do. Depending on what Hannibal does, I might move Varro out of Rome. Because he doesn't actually provide that much of a benefit in defending, I would say, because he's only a 1 and his special ability isn't great for defending. Even though I would be the defender in the battle.
Yeah.
So I'm probably I might move him into Italy. Sorry, not Italy, into I don't know. I might move him into Iberia, or I could maybe move him up to Gallia Cisalpine and do something there. Maybe not. Actually, thinking about it, yeah, I probably won't move up there unless I use the Forced March card to get up there quickly. Because I kind of want to break his control over there. Because that gives me the
Over there,
leniency I need.
over there, you mean Iberia? Over there is Iberia for you?
No, I mean Gallia Cisalpine.
Okay,
I would like to, but I know it's probably not going to happen. I definitely want to exploit as much as possible his weakness in Iberia by sieging down that city. Because if I'm correct, if I siege down that city, he no longer has as a troop he can deploy because I control it.
Yes,
And
you mean the
it's
reinforcement
really
phase for the reinforcement phase?
yes, reinforcements. It's also a good port to move from.
Yeah, if you take Carthago Nova, yes, it is not possible to get this one CU for him. Mhm.
Yeah. Whereabouts is Baetia?
Baetica.
Baetica.
In the south of Iberia here, and the this is here. Do you see this? This is Baetica.
Oh, it's the province. Yes. Okay, so yeah, I guess my turn kind of revolves around this siege working first time, or maybe second time.
Okay.
Is it? I can siege twice, can't I? Or I can siege again on a different card.
Yes.
As long as I got the ops points to match the movement.
Yeah, you have to activate the general. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I feel like it's likely I'll be able to siege it down properly this turn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my prediction and my my strategy.
Your preview. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Then we will see in the review how it worked out. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'll move to general.
Yeah, I'm also.
Yeah.
Hello.
But yeah, definitely players are trying to gain political support in that, and that's where you get your rivals in the Republic of Rome. All right. Alfie had asked me a question about Republic of Rome. And you guys know how I am. If there's going to be a discussion about Republic of Rome, then I can't help control myself.
You are out of control.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Brent, are you going to play a campaign card?
I will.
He will. Minor
campaign. And using your suggestion from earlier, I'm going to siege twice with two different generals.
There you go. Nice.
On Carthageo Nova.
Nova.
I will.
So you'll want to split your force up either 4 and 4 or 3 and 5 because you need at least 3.
It's not updating. Just do it manually. And there'll be 3. So that's how I will divvy up the forces.
Okay.
So I'll siege first with I guess Nero. I'll siege first with the consul.
So that's going to be a red die. And just roll the red die. And you get 1 siege point, which is this little doodad. Wrong thing. This little triangular thing, which I think is already on 1. So
good so far.
And then Marcellus gets to use
the red die with the special symbol.
Right, he gets the special symbol, exactly.
So
there it is.
Success. And I think he loses a troop.
2 siege points. Able to. Yep. All right, nicely done.
Does he lose?
So yeah, you lose 1 troop. Yep. So that 2 or 1 goes to 3. That means the city is sieged.
And I've returned the troops back to Nero.
Perfect.
Nice. That worked out very well, actually.
Everything's coming up, Brent.
I did not expect that to work. That was my whole strategy. everything to do with that.
That was your whole strategy, huh?
It pretty much was. So that's my whole campaign.
That's your campaign. All right. You declare victory. Done. Game over.
Yep.
Take that, Carthage.
Good game. See you next war.
Well, that's an interesting turn of events.
feel like I'm playing totally opposite of what Rome should be doing at this point. I feel like I should still be in Italy with all my troops trying to fend off Hannibal.
Nah, stay where you're at. You're fine. You're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I've restricted.
I'm going to counter your minor
Reinforcement.
campaign with a minor campaign of my own.
Uh-oh.
I am going to
Have mercy.
activate Mago, who is in
Africa.
Carthage,
Yeah.
Africa. Yes, he's going to take 4 troops and 2 elephants. So let's do 4 and 2. So that leaves Hannah with 2. And he's going to take a boat ride from Carthage to Gades.
Oh, he fell on the way.
Hopefully the boat ride will be better than his falling. So, there's 2 blue things there. There's 2 blue things there. And plus 1 for Mago is 5. So I believe it's statistically impossible for me to not make it, but I'll roll anyways. So 5 minus 1 is 4 blues. So the boat trip is successful. So he's got 6, and Hasdrubal has 2. So he's got 1 more bit of movement if he wants, which he's going to take. He's going to pick up Hasdrubal and his forces and go there. And that makes, and then he's going to put Hasdrubal in command. He's going to yield the command of the army to Hasdrubal. So that makes it a 6 and a 2. That's the first part of the campaign. Go ahead.
Is that not both generals moved?
Yeah, I picked up that army and pulled it into my own. So when you do naval movement, the naval movement counts as 3 movement, and he had 1 more movement left. So he picked up that army because Carthaginian generals can swap out in terms of command, except for Hannibal. Hannibal is always in command, but the other Carthaginian generals, and you can do this too, actually, except for proconsuls can't become in command, but consuls can swip back and forth in some ways. So you follow what I did there?
So would who did he pick up? Was it
Hasdrubal? Hasdrubal, but then when they ended their movement, I put Hasdrubal in command.
But that I might be wrong. Would
I'm
that
pretty
not
sure
be
I can do
2
that.
generals? I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it, but would that not be the full campaign that you just did?
No, because I only activated 1 general.
Generals.
I only activated 1 general who picked up other forces.
So if I had 2 consuls next to each other, I could move 1, pick up the other, and then they could both go on, and that'll be 1.
Yes, their units that they're commanding. So let's say you had like 5 in that example. Let's say each of those consuls had 5 units.
Yeah.
And the first consul comes in, picks up, maybe he moves 2, picks up he's got his original 5 plus the 5 he picked up with the other consul and continued moving 2. Then the original 5 units move 4 spaces. That second consul could not then move that 10 another 4 spaces. He could move his 5 2 more space. So my point is, you can't do like a daisy chain of the armies to get them to move, like, in theory, 8 spaces across the board or something crazy like that.
Yeah, but that would be 1 general activated, wouldn't it?
Correct.
Okay, right.
Correct.
I'm following. Yeah.
All right. So that was 1 general activated, and then I'm going to activate Hannibal, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and drop off a troop there and there.
Okay.
And so that's going to be 5, and that's going to be 1 and 1. Done.
Okay. Interesting turn of events.
Indeed.
Okay. I will do... I'm not sure. I will do this card here to activate a general, and I will activate Terentius Varro, and he will bring along quite a number of troops. I think he will bring... So it's 14. He will bring 8. So I'll put 6. So the 6 will stay in Rome. And I'll move there. So he's gonna travel all the way down. This is bold. Maybe I will take 10 troops, actually. Yeah. So 4 stays, 10 comes with Varro. And I'm not sure about the logistics of this.
You can't do a naval move with the 2.
Oh.
The card needs to have a little boat symbol next to it, which is only going to be the 3s. And then at most you can take is 5 troops with you. With a campaign card, you can take up to 10, which is what I did.
Okay, that changes everything. Everything has been changed.
That's fine.
Okay, revert all of that. So he stays in Rome, and all his troops stay with him in Rome. And I will play the 2 for the ops points, which will be... Actually, yes, I'll use it for the ops points. So 1 and 2. I will place... So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's quite hard. That's pretty difficult. I will just put 1 there and 1 there. Status quo. And that's that move.
All set?
Yes. That really messed me up. I didn't realize it was only the boat and the 3.
Right.
I forgot about that.
All right. I am going to play a 2 ops to activate Hasdrubal. And he is going to attack Nero. He's going to go 1. And why does it matter? Where do I want him? Yeah, he's going to come up through 1, 2, attack.
One minor point maybe. Before you
Mhm.
enter the space, there is an option to intercept, right?
Yes, you can.
Possibility.
So Brent, you actually, let's double check. I don't know if you can. I think it's one harder if you do it
Okay.
into a enemy
Yeah.
PC.
Okay, that may be true. Yeah.
Oops, wrong way.
You have to
Land
put the
interception.
+1, right? Yeah, I guess you are correct. Yeah. Let me
Land
see where
interception.
I can find it.
So yeah, you have the option, Brent, of intercepting when I'm here. Like the same exact type of thing with Varro, except for this time I control that spot rather than you did. You do. So I believe it's one harder. So in order to do that though, with Nero, normally you're going to roll your battle rating, which is a 2, if it isn't under a D6. So 2 or lower under a D6. But if it is indeed one harder, then it's going to be a 1 on a D6.
Yeah, it's a
If you're
12.4. 12.4. The rule with the +1.
Came an enemy PC and no friendly comic. There you go. And then I think if you attempt to intercept, then you cannot then avoid battle, I think. So I guess the first question is, Brent, do you want to attempt to intercept when I enter this spot right there?
And that's when I gained that that extra card, right?
Correct. You would gain an extra card
Success.
If it succeeds.
if it succeeds, yeah.
Well, I guess I'll do it. Yeah.
But keep
So-
in mind
So-
it's +1, right?
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah,
that's
so I don't get it.
You don't get that extra card. So then we fight. I am going to do an elephant charge. With my elephants. Elefantes. All right. So let's do some calculation here. So I've got a total of 8 troops. Plus my 3 is 11. Whoops. I didn't want to do that. Oh, I did it the wrong way. Making a mess. 11, and then I've got all 4 of the provinces in Spain. So I have 15 cards by my calculation.
And would I lose this army if I was to retreat or something?
Yes, you have no place to retreat to. The only place you can retreat to would be back here.
You can only retreat onto a.
You can't retreat
Friendly.
naval. It has to be to a friendly spot. That would be that one. And you would take a casualty here, 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 and here. So this could be painful.
Yeah.
So I have 15.
Isn't it also that you can only retreat up to 4 spaces, or isn't this in?
You correct. You can only retreat. That's a good point. You can only retreat up to 4 spaces. You could retreat into the walls of the city
With only 2 troops, though, right?
with up to 2 troops. Yeah. So that would be probably what you would end up doing if you lose.
Yeah. Okay. I can't do that now, can I?
I think that would be the avoid battle thing I was just talking about.
Which I can do because the intercept didn't work.
I am wrong way. Avoiding land battles and pursuit. Avoid land battle. The option available to the non-active player only if an enemy army enters a space. Attempt to avoid land. To determine if the attempt succeeds, roll a die. If the die rolls less than or equal to your commanding general, so a 2 or lower, allows you to move your army or generals out of the space and into any adjacent space. So it's out of the space and into an adjacent space. Roll was greater than the enemy remains in space. I failed to raise. If you fail, you'll get 1 less battle card. Restrictions: no more than 10 may. An army that contains more than 10 must leave behind all. Whoops. What is it? Generals that fail and may not attempt to avoid. Generals that failed an interception attempt may not attempt to avoid land battle against the same army in the current round.
And may not enter a space containing an enemy CU or PC.
Right.
At
Right.
the avoid.
So I wouldn't be able to do it even if I didn't do the interception.
Subordinates avoid the. Still doesn't answer the question though about the avoiding into the wall. An army located on a walled city space but currently outside the city has two options. The controller may declare the army inside when the enemy army appears, or he may declare the army outside the city and attempt an avoid land battle. This first case would not slow the movement of there. I would be willing to allow you, Brent, to do the avoid land battle, just because I know this is only the second time you played the game. So when I said if you do the interception, then you can't do the avoid, it probably just when you didn't know what I was talking about. So if you wanted to do an avoid battle, I would have let you. But what you're going to be doing is both your generals and only 2 troops are going to be in that if you're successful. It says you could actually say when I come into the space, you could say these troops are going to be in the city walls. So you could just say that and have 2 troops and your generals in the city walls, and then your remaining troops would be outside and they would have to fight. You can just say that.
I will do that then. They are in the walls.
Yeah.
But one
So-
question though.
Mm-hmm.
How many CUs can be behind those walls?
Yeah, 2, because that's not a big city. That's what the 2 is meant
What
for.
happens then? Right.
So then I will fight the remaining 5. So change his to a 2, and we'll put a 5 out on the board.
So, but
And
then
I
it
will-
is only possible that Marcellus can retreat with those units back into the walls because a consul can't be left with 2 units.
Ooh, that's an excellent point. It's an excellent point. So yes, Marcellus would be in the city, in the walls, and the council Nero. Well, that's a good point because you can't have a council with less than 5. Let's look that rule up. How that works. There may be some special situation. The Roman player may never take any voluntary action that would leave a council or consular army with fewer than 5 combat units.
Avoid, so retreat behind the walls is a voluntary action, right?
Yeah. So what you would need to do then, Brent, what I would suggest if you want to have troops, you would send the proconsul, Marcellus, with 2 troops in behind the walls, and Nero stays outside the walls and fights.
That'll be what happens.
That's what I think would be your best option if you want to.
So
do
I
that.
put
You don't
both
want to
flags
just
there
fight
because
with
they're
them.
2 different armies.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, and you put 2 under Marcellus, correct? Yep. Okay, good.
Yes.
And let's do. This is a common trick I've seen people. Let's flip Marcellus to indicate that he's within the walls. All right. So then that means I have. We counted. I had 15 cards. You have 5 plus Nero is 7, and that's it, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 plus 2, right? Yeah.
5 plus 2 is 7.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Also my assessment here.
Do you want to? You just going to draw yours into your hand with all the other cards, Brent?
Yes.
Go ahead and draw yours. I'm not playing any battle cards.
So how many was it? 7.
Wait. I am going to do the elephant charge.
Okay.
So I need to roll a d6 greater than your 2. Got it. So that means you lose 2 cards because I have 2 elephants. So you actually only get 5 cards. And
Come
then I get
on.
15. I'm going to do 3 sets of 5.
I like these odds.
Flank attack right.
Flank attack right.
All right, roll a d6. Flank attack right.
Reserve.
Roll a d6.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you get to play a card.
Probe.
Probe. Rolling a die. I randomized my deck as well. That's funny. So you play. I rolled higher than 3.
Probe.
Excuse me. Rolling a die. Your play.
Last card.
Rolling a die. Jeez, I can't 5, 6. You can't play a card, so then I play a card, and I play double envelopment. You can't counter that, so then that's the battle. All right. So let's get that out of there. So they went for 6 rounds. So rolling the casualties for both of us, rolled a 2. We both lose 1. So lose 1. And then you started with 5, so then you use the big die. So roll that.
It's horses.
2 horses. Horses, I think, is bad news. Bears.
Yes. You
Remove all if... so that means that all 5 of your troops, or your remaining 4, were destroyed. They were going to be anyway.
And would Nero...
Nero is displaced. So we'll put him, I guess, over here. I think he's displaced. Alex, would you mind double checking that?
Yeah, okay, I will double check. But since it happened in this phase where you had the retreat losses, he must be displaced because we read this kind of rule before.
Yep, you're right. You're
He
lost exactly
all
right.
his remaining units and in this phase, and then he has to be displaced.
Yep.
We got this rule already.
What does this text here means where it says no consul may be drawn in consecutive reinforcement phases except Fabius?
That's interesting.
So does that mean that Varro couldn't have been a consul?
Wasn't this, so pardon me, Scott, but wasn't this an optional rule that you that you could play with, but vanilla, my understanding was that in vanilla you always play such that you could draw the same consul again, and that there is an optional rule, but I have to double check now. But
frankly, I don't know.
Because it doesn't make much sense historically how I can do the same consul, but I went with it because I don't know. I didn't read this until just now.
Under optional rules, actually under 26 optional rules, it states no consul may be drawn in consecutive reinforcement phases except Fabius. But I grant you that this is very unfortunate that they now one.
So it is an optional rule.
Yeah, if you go to the to the rule book under 26. This covers optional rules, and then you would find this there.
Which page? Page 26, or
it's not? No, the page is page 30. Go to page 30, and then 29. You will find that this is covering the optional rules. If you go back 1 to 29, then you will find that you are under the optional rules section. And if you go back to 30,
right, okay.
Then you at the top, no consul may be drawn in consecutive reinforcement phases except Fabius.
Right. So, I mean, it's kind of good and bad, Brent. I mean, it would mean that you couldn't have had, if we had decided to play with that rule, you wouldn't have been able to have Varro, which means obviously someone else. But by that same token, you wouldn't be able to get Nero either. Or if you have Marcellus as a council down the road.
Yeah.
So if you have a strong opinion one way or the other, I'm fine. I think we should keep it as we've been doing it, where you put the
I'm
council
fine
back
with
in.
keeping it where they can run consecutively. I think that's fair because we've already started that way.
Right.
And I've only just noticed that that's even a special
that was a
rule.
good catch.
It's just it's printed on this, so I thought it's like fact.
We just missed it. Yeah.
Is it okay if I just take a minute break? I need to get my dinner.
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay, I stopped recording, okay?
Sure.